big story. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has spoken to the Chief of Army Staff to take stock of the ongoing encounter in Jammu's Doda region. 4 army personnel, including an army captain, have been killed in an encounter following a joint operation launched by the army and the Jammu and Kashmir Police on Monday evening. Now, the joint operations were preceded with an exchange of fire with terrorists in the Desa area of Jammu's Doda district. Additionally, 3 soldiers were injured in the attack. Now, amid the combing and search operations, security has been heightened at the Jammu-Doda highway. Meanwhile, the proxy offshoot of the banned terror outfit, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, has claimed responsibility for the attack. Alarmingly, this is the 8th such encounter in Jammu within a span of just 40 days, signifying a shift of focus among terrorists from the valley to Jammu. Meanwhile, amid a spate of terror attacks and heightened security, the Indian Army has deployed an additional 1,000 troops, including a specialized special forces unit and a regular army battalion in the region. But even as security personnel continue anti-terror ops in Doda, politics has taken center stage, with the Congress alleging that soldiers are bearing the brunt of BJP's wrong policies. Let's listen in. Before that, let's have a look at what Rahul Gandhi tweeted. Congress SAN and LOP Rahul Gandhi alleged that the continuous terror attacks reveal the poor condition of Jammu and Kashmir and that the centre should take full responsibility for the repeated security lapses and also take strict action against those guilty of killing our soldiers. Meanwhile, Jammu and Kashmir DGP R.R. Swain has hit out at the politics, stating that those who felicitated recruitments in the valley were never probed. Not just this, he continued his attack, stating that the state allowed sympathy for killed terrorists. Let's listen in.
Pakistan successfully came to infiltrate all important aspects of our civil society. Thanks to the regional so-called mainstream politics in the valley, there is overwhelming evidence to show that many had honed the art of running with the hare and hunting with the hound to a near science that left both the common men and the security men bewildered, frightened and confused. Visiting homes of killed terrorists and expressing sympathy in public became the new normal. While elimination of new recruits to terrorism was allowed and tacitly encouraged, those who facilitated the recruitment, arranged finances, were never investigated.
Now, former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Mehbooba Mufti, hit out at the DGP, seeking his removal over his comments, blaming the politics of the state over the increased number of attacks.
इस वक्त के DG हैं, he is more, busy with fixing things politically. उनका जॉब है PDP के लोग कैसे तोड़े जाए, लोगों को कैसे हरास किया जाए, उनको कैसे धमकाया जाए, जर्नलिस्ट को कैसे तंग किया जाए। आपका जो पासपोर्ट है उसको वेपन बना दिया गया है, वेरिफिकेशन को वेपनाइज किया गया है, UAPA कैसे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को लगाया जाए, किस तरह ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा रेट्स किए जाए। यहाँ पर बिजनेसमैन बेचारे रो रहे हैं, कभी एक रेट, कभी दूसरा रेट, कभी ED का रेट, कभी इनकम टैक्स का रेट। वी नीड अ DG। हमारे पास यहाँ पहले भी बाहर से बहुत DG आए हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम किया उन्होंने। बहुत सारे जो बाहर के एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिसर्स आए हैं, पर किसी ने कम्युनल लाइंस पे आज तक काम नहीं किया। यहाँ सिर्फ कम्युनल लाइंस पे काम हो रहा है।
Let me go across to my colleague Pradeep, who's at the ground reporting the latest. Pradeep, first and foremost, do stay safe. Given that you are literally in the theatre of action at this point, what are the latest updates coming in from the encounter, Pradeep?
See, right now the combing and search operation is continuing. You rightly said that additional reinforcement has already been called. They have launched a multi-pronged operation. They're looking for the terrorists responsible for this attack. It was yesterday evening at about 7:30. Security agencies got information about presence of terrorists in Desa belt. Immediately after that, the operation was launched. It was at 9 p.m. Finally, there was an engagement between the terrorists and security forces. While they were in security forces, personnel were moving towards the dock. The terrorists who were hiding inside, they opened indiscriminate fire, because of which 4 brave hearts, including the army captain, lost their lives and 3 others were critically injured. They were evacuated to hospital. And since then, the operation is continuing in this area, as it's one of the most difficult terrain. If you look at the plethora of challenges that the security forces are facing, one, it's an undulated, it's a rugged terrain, then there's a thick forest cover. Besides this, there are natural caves, and weather condition also keeps on changing. And because of which also security forces are taking time moving inside the forest belt, because they're trying to avoid any kind of a collateral damage, something they can't effort after losing 4 of their brave hearts. So what they are saying that we will ensure that we are going to avenge martyrdom of our soldiers. But right now, all I can say that situation on the ground is not that good, because there are about 110 foreign terrorists who are operating on Jammu and Kashmir soil, of which 60 of them are operating on north of Pir Panjal, 50 of them are operating on south of Pir Panjal. Most of them have infiltrated recently from the international border. Either they've used Hiranagar Samba sector. And what actually the security agencies suspect that maybe there is some tunnel. They are using that subterranean means to sneak into this side like rodents, and then they operate in this area, target our brave hearts. Reason is obvious, because they want to simply demolish that normalcy narrative that has picked up momentum, especially after a recent Lok Sabha election where we saw large number of people coming out to vote. They created a record of sort in last 40 years. For the first time, we saw that 60% of voters coming out to vote in Anantnag. That is considered to be hub of terror-related activity, and then in Baramulla region also. So that's one of the reasons now assembly elections are around the corner. So they want to generate atmosphere of fear. That's what actually R.R. Swen also said. He said that these terrorists, they don't have any connect with the land, neither they have any connect with the people of this region. All they are here to spill blood. They are here to instigate people, incite trouble, and generate fear psychosis. That is what they are trying to do. But unfortunately, what is more unfortunate is that this is not the time to play politics, what Mehbooba Mufti is doing. She has not even uttered a single word against Pakistan and Pak proxies. That's what actually R.R. Swan was mentioning about. He said that how these people continue with the appeasement politics, they are hunting with the hare and running with the hound. That's what actually the policy these mainstream political party leaders in Kashmir Valley had adopted, because of which the anti-national elements got emboldened and encouraged. So if you don't continue with that policy, definitely this is the time when everybody needs to be on the same page, because at the end of the day, they are our brave hearts. They are the one who are providing security even to Mehbooba Mufti. If Mehbooba Mufti can think of moving from one constituency to another constituency, from one place to another place, it's all because of the men in uniform. Otherwise, he cannot think of. So that's what actually they too have to realize, that this is not the time to play politics. This is the time when everybody has to be united. They have to be on the same page unequivocally. They have to condemn terror-related incident and name and shame Pakistan for what actually they are doing.
Indeed, Pradeep. Now, the concern is specifically about this terror surge that we are seeing in Jammu here, specifically in regions. We saw in Kathua a week ago, a region where 85% of the population is local Hindus and Sikhs here. The point is, if these terrorists are able to strike attacks out in areas in Jammu which are non-conventional areas or non-conventional hotbeds of terror, where are they getting local facilities from who are harboring them, who are giving them safe passage to carry out attacks like these and then melt away into the forest cover?
Let me explain, viewers, what exactly is happening. The security agencies feel that they are using tunnels. There are some tunnels. They are trying to identify those tunnels. They are trying to look for those tunnels, because tunnels are there. They are using those tunnels, subterranean means to cross over to this side. And basic idea is that they are trying to target innocent, unarmed people. They are trying to criminalize atmosphere, as we saw that on June 9, just hour before the Prime Minister was about to take oath as a third time as a Prime Minister of the country. And that was the time when they targeted that Yatri bus in which 9 of them lost their lives and 33 others were injured. What was the purpose of targeting Vaishno Devi pilgrim? Basically, they wanted to criminalize atmosphere, but people of India and Jammu and Kashmir very well understand their modus operandi and sinister plot, so they will stay united. Unlike politicians, the people are united. They know what they really actually want. They know that they have to fight it together. At the end of the day, they know that terrorists are their enemies, so they can't be their well-wishers. But unfortunately, politicians are not understanding. And the second thing is that they want the arc of security to be spread over to this region. You have to understand, during the last 1.5 years, many of the top brains and top commanders of Hizbul Mujahideen, Lashkar-e-Toiba, as well as Jaish-e-Mohammed have been eliminated by the security forces in Kashmir Valley. So once you are shifting the theater of terror from Kashmir Valley towards the mountains of the Jammu region, obviously the focus will also shift over to this place. That means they will get some space to once again raise their head, recuperate, reorganize, and once again revive their activities. So that's what actually they want, and that's one of the reasons that the theater has shifted to this region. But yes, security agencies are on job. It will take some time, because more and more people are to be deployed, because earlier there was a very thin deployment in many of the region, because you have to fill those gaps. You have to ensure that counter-infiltration grid as well as the counter-terror grid has to be good, robust and mazboot. If it is not robust, otherwise it will be difficult for them to control the kind of terror-related activities that are taking place in hinterland in Jammu region.
All right. Thanks a lot, Pradeep, for joining us with your detailed inputs and laying us and mapping it out for our viewers at this point. We will continue to come back to this story at 1:30 p.m. to discuss with our guests. But Pradeep, for now, thank you so much. Stay safe and do keep getting us all those reports and updates from Doda.